Diana, please call the roll.
Ms. Crosby. Mr. David. Mr. Kugler.
Here.
Mr. Kurth. Ms. Manley.
Here.
Mr. Nickerson.
Here.
Ms. Wondercheck.
Here.
Mr. Kurth informed me he will not be able to make this meeting this evening. He is traveling for business. I would entertain a motion to adjourn to closed session then.
I move to adjourn to closed section pursuant to section 19.851 C, E, and F of the Wisconsin statutes to consider A, the approval of closed session minutes from August 13th, and B, employment, performance, and compensation matters pertaining to staff.
Second.
I have a motion by Susan and a motion by Susan and
Other way.
I have a motion by Amy and a second by Susan. Please call the roll.
Ms. Crosby.
Yes.
Mr. David. Mr. Kugler.
Yes.
Ms. Manley.
Yes.
Mr. Nickerson.
Yep.
Ms. Wondercheck.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be moving to closed session, returning to open session as close to 7 o'clock as possible.
There you go. Well, hopefully, right?
That's, which is good.
Dancing slow, oh, if falling's how you feel, and perfect's what you see, then that be what you mean to me. What you mean to me. And oh, all of this talking makes you laugh, but I've gotta let you know just how I feel. While I'm standing here, watching you, turning every head in this crowded room. The lights down low, dancing slow. Oh, if falling's how you feel, and perfect's what you see, then I'd be what you mean to me. Yeah, falling's how you feel, and perfect's what you see, then I'd be what you mean to me. Be what you mean to me. Oh, be what you mean, what you mean, what you mean, what you mean to me.
I was a little out of my mind last night when I called you up. I'm sorry if I upset you with all that missing stuff. I was just too far gone and all alone when that phone started calling your name. And I know it's against the rules, girl, but tequila makes me do dumb things. I was just drunk, dialing your number, hoping that you just might wanna come over. I might have said a little too much. You know I don't think before I talk when I got a good buzz. Can't be held responsible for what I was saying. You know I say a lot of things I'll be drunk, dialing your number, hoping that you just might wanna come over. I might say a little too much, but I don't think before I talk when I got a good buzz. Can't be held responsible for what I'll be saying. You know I say a lot of things when I've been drinking. Oh, yeah, I was drinking.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology actively invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you, the needle in the haystack.
Try ZipRecruiter now for free. Just click the banner now or go to ziprecruiter.com/Pandora. That's ziprecruiter.com/Pandora.
I got it good, girl, cause I got myself a good girl. Yeah, you up and took my whole world and made it so good, girl. You're an angel, you're a keeper, the kind of thing that you gotta lock down. I'm loving, just living, every minute since you came around. I was lost in the neon lights till the day that you called me yours. Yeah, and they say when you know, and I know one thing for sure. I got it good, girl, cause I got myself a good girl. Still can't believe I found you. Can't imagine life without you. I could take you home to mama, take you to the church right down the street. Yeah, you up and took my whole world and made it so good, girl. Oh, so good, baby. Yeah. You know, sometimes I dream about 55 years from now, gonna still be you and me, watching that sun going down. I'll still be stealing your kisses, I'll still be holding your hand, I still look at you and I pinch myself. Good Lord, I'm a lucky man. I got it good, girl, cause I got myself a good girl. Still can't believe I found you. Can't imagine life without you. I could take you home to mama, take you to the church right down the street. Yeah, you up and took my whole world and made it so good, girl. Oh, so good, baby. I was lost in the neon lights till the day that you called me yours. They say when you know, and I know one thing's for sure. I got it good, girl, cause I got myself a good girl. Still can't believe I found you. Can't imagine life without you. I could take you home to mama, take you to the church right down the street. Yeah, you up and took my whole world and made it so good, girl. Oh, so good, baby. Yeah, good girl. Still can't believe I found you. Good Lord, I'm a lucky man. I could take you home to mama, take you to the church right down the street. Yeah, you up and took my whole world and made it so good, girl. Oh, so good, baby.
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in booze and ruined your blind tie affair. last one to know, the last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. I toasted you, said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I've got friends in low places. Well, I guess I was wrong. I just don't belong. But then I've been there before. Everything's alright. I'll just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door. Hey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene. Just give me an hour and then we'll all be as high as that ivory tower that you're living on. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I've got a friend in low places. I've got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. Windows down, country sound, FM on the radio. Just me and you and the man on the moon, cruising down some old back road. Now, baby, don't you look at me that way, 'cause you know there's only so much I can take. 'Cause you make me wanna pull this truck to the side of the road, slide on over, let me hold you close, and
until you everything I'm thinking. Hop on out, let the tailgate fall, get drunk on you with no alcohol. If you don't stop, I'm gonna, girl, you make me wanna. Just how to turn me on. Now, baby, don't you look at me that way, 'cause you know there's only so much I can take. 'Cause you make me wanna pull this truck to the side of the road, slide on over, let me hold you close until you everything I'm thinking. Hop on out, let the tailgate fall, get drunk on you with no alcohol. You don't stop, I'm gonna, girl, you make me wanna. Truck and start over again when the sun comes up. You make me wanna pull this truck to the side of the road, slide on over, let me hold you close until you everything I'm thinking. Hop on out, let the tailgate fall, get drunk on you with no alcohol. If you don't stop, I'm gonna, you make me wanna pull this truck to the side of the road, slide on over, let me hold you close until you everything I'm thinking. Hop on out, let the tailgate fall, get drunk on you with no alcohol. You don't stop, I'm gonna, girl, you make me wanna. Windows down, country sound, FM on the radio.
Unload up your questions and pick up your sticks and your stones and pretend I'm a shelter for heartaches that don't have a home. Choose the words that cut like a razor. All that I'll say is far away. Take your best shot, show me what you got, honey. I'm not afraid. Way back and take aim and far away. Well, I wish I could say
what you got. Honey, I'm not afraid. Way back and take aim. Far away. Take your best shot, show me what you got. Honey, I'm not afraid. Way back and take aim. Far away. Far away. Oh, far away. Far away.
Take off those heels, lay on my bed, whisper dirty secrets while I'm pulling on your hair. Poison in our veins, but we don't even care. Candles dripping on your body, baby, this ain't truth or dare. Everybody wonders where we run off to. My body on your body, baby, sticking like some glue. Naughty, let's get naughty, girl, it's only one or two. The fever's fucking running, feel the heat between us two. I'm gon' ride, I'm gon' ride on you, baby, on you, lady, all night, all night. I'ma take care of your body, I'll be gentle, don't you scream. It's getting hard to make it softer, feel your chest on top of me. I'm gon' ride, I'm gon' ride, I'm gon' ride on you, baby, on you, lady, all night, all night. Kiss your body from the tip top all the way down to your feet. Yeah, girl, we can go slow. Yeah, we can go slow. Lay on your back like you're right there. Don't have to say it twice, love, there's nothing here to fear. Taking it back to where it's clear. Rolling on and on, sounds of lover in the air. I'm gon' ride, I'm gon' ride on you, lady, all night, all night. I'ma take care of your body, I'll be gentle, don't you scream. It's getting hard to make it softer, feel your chest on top of me. I'm gon' ride. Sun's coming up, you're on my side. I rub your thigh, you look in my eyes, and I just see the sky. I'm so high, and I ain't smoked yet. I'm just coming down from there. I'm gon' ride, I'm gon' ride, I'm gon' ride, I'm gon' ride on you, baby, lady, all night. I'ma take care of your body, I'll be gentle, don't you scream. It's getting hard to make it soft to feel your chest
Wow. Too much information.
Wow. Jody gave me the, I have the gavel for some reason. Doc? Doc? Do you want some? Are you sure? Okay. My legs aren't broken. Okay. Thank you.
Get them all. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And Andy goes, well, I didn't know that there was supposed to be, so I told him, I said, yes, Andy, you can move them over. Well, we still want. He's not gonna force the board to move anywhere.
We'll put chairs here.
There you go.
Good evening. My name is Mark Musselman. I live at 16131 West Topo Hill Drive. My comments are in reference to the possible referendum as discussed in the budget meetings earlier this year. I'm going to quote from the website just for the sake of accuracy on the New Berlin School Board and District's position on this or wording. Here it is. Approximately $5 million annually would allow the district to erase its structural deficits by paying its debt within the operating budget, as well as fund its long-range facilities plan and continue the district's upward trajectory. Now, some have noted that the structural deficit could be paid in a referendum of half of that amount. So what's in the other half? Well, apparently it's in this long-range facility plan and in continuing the district's upward trajectory. I think more information is needed by the public on those two other categories. I've not seen that on the district's website. If it is, please direct me to that. And if it's not, I ask that that be addressed in writing there. That's all. Okay.
Yes, just briefly, while our first official school day is not until next week, Tuesday, school has certainly already unofficially began. So we've had several of our co-curriculars, both at Ike and West, already up and moving. In fact, several of our athletic teams, like for example, football teams have already put in 2 weeks, two big games from each side of town. Volleyball's been in, tournaments, and, certainly, returning staff, new staff was last week, and all of our staff returned today. So here we are. We're up and at 'em, and certainly, I guess the words anxiously awaiting come to mind for the almost 4,500 students to return to our hallways next week. Certainly, that may also send a nice sign of relief for families as well, and so I will give them a "you're welcome" for that. And obviously kids are so excited that I can hear them already.
I know.
I think. So with that, again, really looking forward to another great school year, and certainly excited to welcome, to actually have our official kickoff with our staff tomorrow morning. So really looking forward to it. Thank you.
Absolutely, Mr. President. The first item is a golf cart. That was an in-kind donation worth $5,000, donated by Hector Loyal. The next was an in-kind donation for $150. A tree was donated by James Prowitz. Advanta Clean of Suburban Milwaukee donated $2,000 for free and reduced lunch families. The National Fluid Power Association, Education and Technology, asked that their amount be not stated, but they did donate to our district. We're very appreciative. Summit Credit Union donated $400 to support technical education. And Brad Schuster made an in-kind donation of $562 for the Pacer Deluxe Team Pole Bag. We are very, very appreciative of all of our partners in the community and all those who support our district.
Next item on our agenda is the consent agenda. Are there any items that the school board
So just to clarify, this is a first read. We are not seeking the board's approval tonight. We will seek the board's approval at the next available meeting. The reason why we are bringing this policy to you is simply because of updated legislation. So, you know, as the legislation changes, our policies need to be updated, and certainly, you know, while there's not a lot of involvement in part-time open enrollment, certainly there are some cases that we are involved in, mainly students wanted to take courses here, so sometimes it's students that are homeschooled will take a couple courses, or you might have a circumstance where we offer a certain course that other school districts around us might not, and so students would register for our courses here. And sometimes it's also in the summer, they take some of our courses in the summer as well. So, you know, based on the updated legislation, we are recommending approval of this policy at your next board meeting. Correct. Not necessarily, because you have this policy, and there are certain, so for example, what it does is it limits the amount of courses that students can take. And so, you know, we do get some monies for it, but, you know, certainly this was known as the course options previously, which we were heavily involved in that legislation. So most recently in the governor's proposed budget, they updated it to, or actually reworded it back to the original part-time open enrollment, which is what before course options. And so here we are again, basically renaming it and re-clarifying the options that kids have. So part-time open enrollment is not part of the open enrollment larger process. They're two separate processes. No. I can get that number to you at the next meeting. Correct. Sure, will do. So Change of Mind is a student group that was presented at the last board meeting. And to clarify, it's a group at Eisenhower that is looking to, essentially they're called Change of Mind, and it's the end the stigma with mental health and situations like that. The primary goal of the group is to end negative stigma surrounding mental illness and provide information on resources within the school and within our community. The one issue that was brought up at the last meeting that a couple board members had concerns with, which were validated certainly, were clarifying what exactly the mission of the group is. And so the mission statement is this as of right now. The Change of Mind Club is a student-founded organization with goals of ending negative stigmas surrounding mental illness, providing information regarding resources available within our community, and I think that's the important line to note. So they're providing information regarding resources available within our community, supporting charities in relation to mental health, and helping to create a safer and more accepting environment at Eisenhower. And then we further clarify, based on the feedback from the board and the concerns raised, that it is important to note that this club does not provide mental health care, counseling, or consultation, which I think that was the concern raised at the last meeting. Certainly the advisor and the students involved completely understood that, and we're more than amicable to essentially make these changes and certainly make that clarification that they are not there to support the mental health. They are there to only provide resources. One of the things that we are looking to do, though, is that we are looking at training some of our students, part of this club, of should someone come to you with a certain concern, who would you contact in that case? So should a kid come and say, I'm really having a hard time or having concerns, or I may harm myself, what would the process be to contact so that they have the resources, the appropriate resources, to handle that in a timely manner? So I believe this at least addresses the concerns raised. Any questions or comments? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah. do also want to clarify that this does not cost any money to the district. The advisors are volunteers, and they will look to kind of raise their own money for any financial needs that they may have.
I just want to mention that I think that these changes do address the concerns that I had last time, and I appreciate you working with them to make those changes. I was just really concerned that it was going to, we didn't want to present the club as a substitute for actual mental health care, and I think that that was a little bit blurry the last time around, so I appreciate their being receptive to making those changes, and I will vote for it.
Sorry. Yes, I would like to move to approve the employment services report as presented.
Motion by Susan, the second by Nate. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. That takes us to our future meetings and dates. As we have discussed earlier, we are all looking forward to the first day of school on Tuesday, September 4th. Following that great day on our calendar, we will have a board meeting the following Monday, September 10th here. And the next board meeting after that is September 24th, also here. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Actually, before we adjourn, one quick thing. When you go down to the FYIs to the board, there's usually, Joe always puts in like the focus articles and everything, but there's one item in there that I wasn't used to seeing there, and that was the seclusion and physical restraint report. So I guess, and I looked at it and it's fine, I don't have any issues with it. I really did, I wanted to say that I appreciated the explanations of some of the numbers, so that was really good. But could we, in the future, put that like with like the superintendent's report or something like that, so that with the incident reports and things like that, just so that, because I think that's more what that is, isn't it?
It's essentially, we are just required to provide it as information to the board annually.
Okay.
This is how we presented it in the past.
Okay. Oh, okay. I almost missed it, is what I was pointing out, because I don't, you know, in fairness, I don't always get to all the FYIs. I apologize. So, and it's only just one time a year. Okay. So I don't know if everybody else saw that, and if nobody else had any questions, I was the only one. I try. I sometimes don't get them all. My apologies. So thank you.
Okay.